Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Skratch. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Merry Christmas, everyone. Plarium just released some juicy news, guys. We will have a guaranteed legendary event for Christmas starting tomorrow on Christmas Day, guys. And we're going to talk about the champion in just a second. We do have a couple of things that I want to mention before. It will be from Ancient Shards, okay? Ancient Shards. Now, it does come a bit as a surprise. We do have the Path of Light event, the Hero's Path right here, which was announced. It will reward you with 50 fragments for the current fusion. I will have to get all those fragments. If no, I won't be able to complete the fusion. Then, of course, if you head over to news, you're going to be able to find out pretty much everything that you need to know about the event. Now, I covered this in the previous video where we actually had the fusion calendar. I've kind of like told you what to expect from the hero path. Level up champions, summon soulstones, summon champions. Exactly what I've told you in the video. These three will most probably be the requirements because kind of like makes sense, you know. And I'm glad that I actually skipped one of I skipped the champion chase tournament. I think that's what I missed in terms of fragments. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty convinced that that's what it was. So I can make up for it by leveling up some champions, open some soulstones that I have saved up, which won't really give me many points because they're mainly the mortar soulstones, and then summon a few champions to get something out of them, you know. Then in terms of rewards, they are actually mentioning what we have right here. It will be a path event with 3 different paths. We will have to collect keys in order to kind of like open up the bigger rewards, and we will get some avatars, we will get the fragments, we will get some snow points for the Torment event, and on top of it, we get souls for the current fusion. Split souls, not perfect souls, because they are calling the one star soul perfect, but honestly, come on, you cannot call that perfect because it's just a 1 star, you know. So yeah, you will get split souls. It really depends on what sort of requirements they have. I'm not really sold out that I will be going to complete the entire event, but if it's something that's more accessible, probably I will try. Now, we do have a blast summoning pool as well, guys, which honestly looks kind of odd in my opinion. These are the champions that we have on. Yeah, Cupidus, Martyr, absolutely amazing champions if you want them. You know, we do have some decent epics, and it's a 6% chance to summon a legendary, 94 to summon an epic, 35 prism crystals per summon. If I saw that correctly, I think we already get some of them from somewhere. Okay, so from the Spider Tournament, you're getting 20, and I would expect to get more from other events. You know, I'm not really sure from where. I gotta make sure I'm doing this to get the fragments from Arena. I've completed this as well. You know, I actually missed a couple of events, not because I was not able to complete them. I missed them because I did not pay enough attention, like this one right here, which I gotta make sure I'm doing it and not missing these these fragments from here. After this video, that's exactly what I'll be doing. Starting some spider runs just to make sure I'm getting that done. But talking about the guaranteed legendary event, guys. So let me just quickly head over to Discord to read it for you. This Monday, December 25th, we're planning to launch a guaranteed champion event. Summon champions using ancient shards while the event is active, and you are guaranteed to get Nishak Verminlord by your 180th ancient shard. So it's pretty spicy. This was the previous fusion, Christmas fusion last year, if I'm not mistaken. Nishak Verminlord. He is a solid champion. He's definitely a solid champion, and I think he's pretty unique as he is. Honestly, he can be annoying at times because he will fill the debuff bar very quick with with his kit, and that will make you lose either defense down, either weaken, either a provoking Hydra or block buffs or something like that. But hey, let's just say we're going to overlook that part. For Clan Boss again, he will fill up the poison bar. You have a very high chance to miss the defense down, but that's fine because you're still getting enough damage with him all around, you know. And he's an interesting one, definitely. So with A1, attacks 3 times at random. Pretty good. He can be used for the Fire Knight as well. Has a chance to place a bomb. The bombs placed by this skill on enemies whose max HP is equal to or higher than 200k will deal double damage. So basically bosses or high level waves. Then this skill is AoE on a 3-turn cooldown, lands decrease attack, and has a chance to decrease the detonation countdown of all bombs by 1 turn. and increases the duration of all poisons debuff by 1 turn. Then you have the A3, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing 2 bomb debuffs on each target for 2 turns, then grants an extra turn. That's kind of like the nice part right here, because that extra turn, it will come in handy. The bombs again will deal double damage if they have a higher HP than 200k or equal. So that will be pretty nice, to get the bombs rolling. He is useful for arena as well in the lower tiers. He's never been a meta champion for arena by any means, even though we had Stone Skin before. We had Gaius as a fusion a bit before we had Vermin Lord, so yeah, he is overall a bit better as a bomber for PvP, but he's actually better for PvE, The passive is very interesting. Every time a bomb debuff placed by this champion detonates or is removed, places 5% poison debuffs for 2 turns. These debuffs are protected. So that's good because they cannot be cleansed or they cannot have the duration decreased. Attack aura for all battles, which makes him even better. Now I have a soul rip on him, not necessarily because this will benefit him the most. Now I was using this champion recently in the series of Synthranos, guys, on the new boss. That's what I was using him against Amias, and he's actually pretty solid against this. So what I was running was Noah Alton, and Nishak was in here in this team, And let me just quickly show you how this plays out. I feel like Nishak definitely has a very, very good kit to go against this boss, considering what conditions we have right here and what champions we can bring in. Basically, having that decreased attack from him was very, very important. The only problem that I found, at least for my team, and I didn't have the patience to retry this run a 1,000 times, was that the decreased attack, the cooldown on it, and having the decreased attack from Venomage on a specific cooldown as well was just not consistent enough for my team. I've seen plenty of people beating this content with Vermin Lord. Like I've recommended Vermin Lord for this content before we even had a boss in game, just because he is pretty good with the decreased attack and all the poisons. This boss, having the cap on enemy max HP at 5%, raw damage won't be as effective against the boss either. So you slowly gotta take him down with poisons or other things, So as an example, you put a decreased attack, the boss will slowly move over to the other skill. He should be going to the A3 right there, and from here on, slowly you're just picking him down. But the poisons will create issues here as well with the bombs from his passive. That's kind of like the main thing with him. They will add up quite a bit. Of course, I do have other champions that will land some poisons and will land some other debuffs, but overall, he will quickly transform all the bombs into poisons, and that's when it gets much harder to keep the decreased attack or whatever else you need to keep down on the boss. How you may notice right now, we are loaded. So luckily, we will drop hopefully a few of them. There we go in the process, which is good. So from here on, we can slowly just put a decreased attack. You see, four poisons, which is good, especially on the clan boss. Is so powerful. Like I know a lot of people are really getting very good damage from clan boss with him. And right here, because we didn't have a decreased attack before, which in a way, let's just say was my fault, because I'm trying to kind of like show you what could potentially happen. We might get wrecked as soon as we get to the next boss, because we are so low on HP. Look at that, and boof. Are they dying? Somebody must be dying, yeah, as expected. So we lost Venomage. You kind of like need to be spot on, and that's one of the problems that I had with Nishak in here. Not being able to keep that decreased attack consistently on and filling up the bar, and the boss is just going crazy now because he killed one of my champions, so it's game over here. But I just kind of like wanted to show you that he can be used in here. It's more about patience, maybe changing a couple of champions around to don't have the same issue that I had, but he will be very, very useful in there. And the reason why I use him with that blessing was to cut the boss down when his HP drops after a specific milestone, and that's why I had the mastery on him. Seems like I was missing some gear on Pythian. Nishak is a good champion, okay? Now the question is he worth 180 ancient shards, guys. I'll be very honest, just considering what other champions we had as guaranteed, 180 ancients is a lot for a champion of this caliber. He is amazing. You can run him in many places. Now, if you don't have him and you have the shards, go and get him. Like I always kind of like say, if you have the shards, you don't need to break the bank. Get the guaranteed event, because in the process you will probably get another 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 legendaries. A lot of the times you go and you open 200 ancient shards and you get nothing, okay? Nothing. And you can do it on a 2x and still get nothing, basically. It happens to me so many times. So that's why my mentality is kind of like, don't skip guaranteed events if I have the shards, okay? I'm not gonna purchase shards just to go for this champion. I'll be very honest with you guys. I do think he's nice. I have a copy. And if I would get multiple ones, I will empower him or use him as faction guardian champion, which again, it will be very helpful for pretty much everyone, you know. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think he's worth it? 180 ancient shards. I think the last guaranteed event that we had like this was 180 and was on this champion from here, Elsgor. I cannot remember if we had a different guaranteed from ancient since this champion. Let me know in the comments down below. I might be wrong. Maybe we had somebody and I forgot about him. But he was at 180 as well. So far, the most expensive guaranteed from ancients, you know. How I mentioned, guys, that was all for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you tempted to go for the guaranteed champion? Are you happy that this is the champion that is on the event? Or you're kind of like, meh? Or you're happy that you have this champion because you don't need to maybe go and summon him, as you might already have him from last year's fusion. Merry Christmas again, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Stay safe and peace.